What if visiting a place could literally shrink parts of the brain and make people forget how to navigate the world around them? Scientists have discovered that Antarctica doesn't just freeze the body, it actually changes brain structure, causing memory centers to shrink by 7% in just 14 months. We're going to reveal the shocking biological effects this forbidden continent has on human minds, the mysterious discoveries hidden beneath miles of ice, and the deadliest secrets that could rewrite everything we know about human survival. Stay until the end because we'll uncover why this frozen wasteland might be the key to understanding what space travel could do to astronauts, and reveal the most terrifying discovery that proves Antarctica isn't just dangerous, it's actively rewriting human consciousness itself. The brain-shrinking discovery. But first, let's dive into the most disturbing discovery about what Antarctica actually does to human consciousness. At the German research station Neumayer 3, 9 crew members volunteered for what became one of the most unsettling psychological experiments ever conducted. Scientists scanned their brains before and after a 14-month isolation period in the Antarctic wilderness. The results were terrifying. The hippocampus, the brain region responsible for memory formation and spatial navigation, literally shrank by 7%. To put this in perspective, that's comparable to the brain changes seen in severe depression or early-stage dementia. These weren't sick patients. These were healthy, trained scientists whose brains were being physically altered by the environment. The unchanging white landscape creates sensory deprivation so intense that it mimics the conditions astronauts would face during long-term space missions. The crew described how exciting the white desert appeared initially. But then the monotony became psychologically crushing. Day after day, month after month, nothing but endless white in every direction. The isolation was so complete that temperatures plummeting to -58 degrees Fahrenheit made escape impossible, trapping these researchers in a frozen prison that was systematically rewiring their neural pathways. The deadly history of Antarctic exploration. This brain-altering discovery makes perfect sense when you understand the gruesome history of what Antarctica has done to previous explorers. The continent remained hidden from human eyes until 1820, despite ancient philosophers predicting its existence for centuries. Captain James Cook crossed the Antarctic Circle in 1773, but never reached land. The brutal conditions were simply too dangerous. When explorers finally attempted to reach the South Pole, the results were catastrophic. Robert Scott's 1911 expedition resulted in a photograph that shocked the world. Men with skin covered in cuts and burns, lips turned black from frostbite, faces barely recognizable as human. They had endured months of -90-degree temperatures in the world's largest desert. Scott's team did reach the South Pole, only to discover Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen had beaten them there. But the real tragedy came during their return journey. Caught in a fierce Antarctic storm, Scott's entire team slowly died, one by one, in the frozen wasteland. These weren't random accidents. They were the inevitable result of a continent so hostile that it systematically destroys human physiology and psychology. The defeat of Scott's mission exposed Antarctica's true nature, a biological weapon disguised as a landscape, capable of killing even the most prepared explorers. The mysterious discoveries beneath the ice. But what's even more shocking is what scientists have found hidden beneath Antarctica's deadly surface. Using advanced drilling techniques, researchers discovered Lake Enigma, a liquid water lake buried under thick ice that contains bizarre microbial life forms unlike anything else on Earth. These microorganisms have adapted to survive in conditions so extreme they mirror what scientists expect to find on icy moons like Europa. The lake water is 3 times saltier than ocean water and loaded with iron. Where this ancient liquid meets air through cracks in glaciers, it creates bloodfalls, a 5-story waterfall that appears to gush actual blood across the white landscape. Even more disturbing, scientists found tiny pieces of amber in Antarctic mudstone, proving that this frozen wasteland was once a lush rainforest filled with resin-producing trees. This means Antarctica has undergone such dramatic climate changes that it transformed from a tropical paradise into a brain-shrinking death trap. Recent expeditions have uncovered over a ton of fossils from ancient marine life and dinosaurs, suggesting that beneath the ice lies an entire lost world waiting to be discovered. These discoveries prove that Antarctica isn't just dangerous, it's hiding secrets about Earth's history that could revolutionize our understanding of climate change and planetary evolution. The Parallel Universe Conspiracy. Speaking of revolutionary discoveries, you won't believe what scientists detected coming from beneath Antarctic ice that made headlines around the world. In 2020, NASA's Antarctic Impulsive Transient Antenna detected something impossible: high-energy particles rising up from below the ice instead of falling from space. According to current physics, these particles should have been absorbed by Earth's dense interior, not emerging from the other side of the planet. The discovery led some physicists to propose the most mind-bending theory in modern science, that Antarctica might be a contact point with a parallel universe. This theoretical mirror reality would be made of antimatter, with time flowing backward from our perspective. The CBT symmetry theory suggests that if you swap matter with antimatter, mirror the universe, and reverse time, the laws of physics remain identical. This means there could be an exact duplicate of our universe where everything runs in reverse, and these mysterious particles could be evidence of that reality bleeding through into ours. Media outlets exploded with headlines claiming NASA had found proof of a parallel universe where time runs backwards, while scientists quickly clarified that normal explanations were more likely. The fact remains that something unexplainable is happening beneath Antarctic ice, whether it's a parallel universe or just unusual particle behavior. Antarctica continues to challenge our understanding of reality itself. The forbidden tourism and deadly adventures. Despite all these dangers, over 100,000 people visited Antarctica in 2023, and some of them paid the ultimate price. Most tourists stick to cruise ships that stop at the Antarctic Peninsula, where they can observe penguins and whales from relative safety. But for thrill seekers, Antarctica offers the ultimate extreme sport: skydiving over the South Pole. In December 1997, 6 experienced skydivers attempted to set a world record by performing formation jumps over Antarctica. 3 Americans, 2 Norwegians, and 1 Austrian, all experts with hundreds of jumps, boarded a plane and climbed to 8,000 feet above the pole. The jump started perfectly, but something went terribly wrong. The thin air at 17,000 feet above sea level created oxygen deprivation that affected their judgment. The endless white landscape provided no visual reference points, causing complete disorientation. Michael Carnes, one of the American jumpers, realized they were falling too fast and deployed his reserve parachute at only 600 feet. He crashed face first into the snow but survived. The 2 Norwegians also landed safely. The other 3 skydivers never deployed their parachutes at all. They died smiling, likely suffering from hypoxia-induced euphoria that made them lose track of their altitude in the deadly white void. Environmental destruction and climate secrets. But the most terrifying aspect of Antarctica isn't what it does to individual explorers, it's what's happening to the entire continent. Antarctica contains 90% of Earth's ice and 70% of its fresh water. As global temperature rise, this massive ice sheet is melting at an accelerating rate, causing sea levels to rise worldwide. The continent's unique position at the South Pole means that all time zones converge at a single point, creating temporal confusion for researchers trying to coordinate international studies. Scientists often stick to their home country's time zone, leading to bizarre situations where neighboring research stations operate on completely different schedules. The Rose Ice Shelf, roughly the size of Texas, has been monitored by seismic equipment that detected continuous low-frequency vibrations. When scientists converted these sounds to audible frequencies, they discovered the ice shelf produces an eerie buzzing that sounds like a swarm of cicadas taking over a backyard. These vibrations are caused by strong winds whipping across ice dunes, but they serve as an early warning system for ice shelf instability. As temperatures continue rising, these natural alarm bells are becoming more frequent and intense. The sounds emanating from Antarctica's ice shelves are literally the planet's death rattle, warning us that the frozen continent that has shaped Earth's climate for millions of years is rapidly disappearing. The brain-shrinking effects discovered at New Mayer 3 represent just the beginning of what we're learning about Antarctica's impact on human biology and psychology. This frozen continent continues to challenge everything we thought we knew about survival, physics, and the limits of human exploration.